Buckets. That's the name of my boat. Buckets.
Buckets. What we get.
Not the only transfer we got from Florida. Keith Stone, too. Remember that.
Everybody who watches his show on a regular basis knows my love of the stretch four.
You know, we all make mistakes. He might have made one going to
It's
Tallahassee.
mercy if y'all don't know. Dribble to the left, cross over to the right. Hurricane to the game, many buckets for the night. Matt with the pick and roll, Melissa with the give and go. This Shelly-oo, hoodie girl dunking in the hole. Check the scoreboard, this what we fall for. Beat the gameplay, they want an encore. Yeah, overtime for another round. It's buckets after buckets, baby. You out of time. It's buckets. What it is, homie, it's buckets. Woo! We get buckets. Yeah, baby, buckets.
I have no shame.
I know. That's the problem.
You guys are awesome.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Buckets. I'm Matt. He's Vish. She's Melissa. Well, it's officially the offseason.
It's happy post season.
Yeah, it's true. It's postseason.
Yeah, both.
It was not a happy postseason.
Both seasons ended within 10 minutes of each other.
Wow.
One in successful failure. Came up short, but kind of there was nobility in the effort and where they took the program, and the other was an embarrassment to the game of basketball. So I mean, I'm sorry that first half is just beyond unacceptable against a Wisconsin team that's 13-17. I don't know what the hell that was. But
yeah, I think we shot like 13% in the first half. Like, we couldn't buy a bucket.
Well, we couldn't. We also turned it over how many times? I think we had 10 turnovers at the half and 15 points.
I don't want to bring up the stat broadcast for it, honestly.
It was something like that, something ridiculous like that. No, it's just unacceptable to play basketball like that. So
Yeah.
Let's start with the men though, because they, when we broke the game down on Saturday, I think we feared that, especially Lawyer, is such a good knockdown shooter, and we tend to leave people open from three, that he was going to kill us, and he kind of did.
Yep.
And he got looks and he made them. And I think that was kind of a concern coming in, because we're not good at defending. Like they didn't shoot a lot of those during the year but when people are open, they're going to shoot. And I think we did a great job on Braden Smith, but the rest of it was just, you can see exactly what because Matt did a detailed breakdown Saturday on how their offense is very patient, methodical, and executes at a high level, and you could see that. I mean, the shot clock are so good at generating offense. Like, they were really good.
And the whole thing is, like, you take away one thing and it opens up something else. I think we successfully took away Braden Smith. TKR Trey Kaufman-Renn got off to a hot start. Didn't really do a good job guarding him as like the roller, because he got a few like wide open like runner shots that he is really good at making from like 7-8 feet. But it got better. Like, I think our high ball screen defense was actually really good. We forced 12 turnovers. They averaged 9. A lot of those threes that Lawyer hit, like one of them, like Dante Allen just kind of was ball watching and fell asleep for a second, which, like, a really good shooter is just going to make you pay, right? I thought defensively we actually played pretty well and well enough to win. It was just kind of that second half. We scored what? It was like 29 points offensively.
I think it was one of those things kind of similar to like when we played BYU in Florida, where we're outmatched, outbodied as far as depth is concerned, and we stayed with those teams in the first half, and then you could kind of see us just kind of lose steam, lose our gas in the second half because you're playing the same 6 guys and we don't have much of a rotation. They put up a fight at the end. They did come back. It was a 2-possession game with like a minute to go. But there's never a point where I think, oh, this team gave up. This team's not trying. Like,
No.
the heart, the determination. Like, I know it sucks that we lost in the second round. We were all like, oh, that would be amazing to make the Sweet 16. But like, I honestly could not be more proud of the program and what E and Malik and Trey did for this program. Renew and Uda, I believe, were the first 2 commitments in the Jay Lucas era. I don't remember if Dante Allen was in between. I know Renew was first. Uda was either second or third. For them to trust in Jay's vision and kind of trust in what he wanted to do without seeing the plan, because again, Lucas had never been a head coach before, and come in and establish a culture and lead this team to what they did is absolutely amazing. I know I tweeted about this. I put it on my Instagram stories. I know they were only with this program for 1 year, but the platform they've set and the culture they set, they're Miami Hurricanes. Like, I don't care where they've played before. Shout out to all 3 of those seniors. And you could feel it. I don't know if you guys watched the press conference, but like they were all in tears. And then I guess Malik was hungry because like there's a million pictures of him on the internet, like in the concessions line getting chicken tenders.
Yeah. I got to give a shout out though to Vish.
Can we? Why?
I mean,
let me stop talking. Go ahead.
no, he called it before this game. He said if we score 80 points, we win this game. We didn't score 80 points, and we lost the game.
That's exactly 79.
Yeah, exactly. So we scored 80 points, But yeah,
yeah, we should just going back to the league thing. Like, can we not have a staffer go get him some chicken?
Yeah, what the hell was that? Like, why is he in full uniform?
I don't know if I've seen these pictures, but he went up into the concourse, walked through the crowd. We were the first game, obviously, so all the fans are still there. Like, it's like they left the arena and he went and got himself some food and everyone was saying he was awesome. Like, obviously everyone's coming up to him.
Yeah, like a bunch of Purdue fans I saw tweeted about it, and they were like in the comments, and they were like, this is funny, but gotta say, like, he was the nicest guy. He was talking to fans, blah blah blah. It's just weird to me. One, he's still in full uniform. Also, why is he going to get that?
I've never seen anything like this before. It was wild.
So weird.
I know.
Do we not have maybe he just wanted to be left alone? I mean, his career just ended, so maybe he just wanted. Maybe he didn't ask anyone, like, hey, because I'm sure we have support.
I don't know. That was crazy to me.
I mean, we have a lot of support.
I mean, maybe he was just in the headspace. He just wanted to go do something himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I'm assuming that's what it.
That's what I feel like it was.
So here's a question.
Maybe he didn't want to take his uniform.
Here's a question for you guys. Jay Lucas's first season, give it a grade.
A+.
Yeah, A+. You have to. I mean, we were talking about making.
Well, forget like how off we were on the prediction. There's nothing more you could have done with this program. It's the largest turnaround from one year to the next.
It tied the largest turnaround. Had we had beaten Purdue, it would have been the biggest.
Tied is still first. It's the largest turnaround in NCAA history. Like, so I don't know what else you can. Like, what would you have had to do to get the grade upgraded? You can't really.
Yeah.
And even like we said, even on yesterday, like Purdue was just better. I mean, there was nothing really to do there that it's like, oh, we should have done this, or there was nothing. They had one too many weapon. Like, they didn't rotate a lot either. They just had one more thing they could do, and we like Matt said, when we took one thing away, there was another thing that showed up. I had the lead at the half. They went on that run at the beginning of the second half. We never really got back. We cut it close to one possession a few times, but we kept fighting. But they were the 2 seed for a reason. So but I thought we played as pretty much as well as we could. And I think the one thing that
it could have been worse. We could have lost to a 9 seed.
That's true. We could have lost to a 9 seed at home, basically.
Yeah.
So I will say the one thing that kind of in the second half, which finally, the one thing that we had done, which was out of character against, in a good way against in the first game, and then like against Purdue, did not eventually fell apart in the second. Like, we are not that good of a 3-point shooting team, and like Don Talent's not that good of a 3-point shooter, and he was just making everything, including in the first half of that game, and eventually we started missing. Like, I mean, that's probably part of his game. Yeah, and we're not that good of a 3-point shooting team. We're just making everything. Those first, basically for 3 out of the 4 halves we played in the NCAA tournament, everything was going in, or a large percentage of them were going in. And
what's the quote? Big time players make big time plays in big time games.
Well, no one was hitting the jumpers in the second half. So
yeah, no, the first half anyway.
No, but it regresses back to right. You're not going to just continuously. It's like those oddball situations during the season when we'd shoot well on free throws, like we turned a corner, and all of a sudden we're able to like make free throws. Eventually, we started missing them again. Like, you don't all of a sudden become a just different team in March. So I think that was the one thing. Like, that whole first half, we had the lead at the half by 2. That was the one thing I was like, are we going to really continue to hit threes like that? Because they were funneling us to those shots and trying to keep us out from, because
it's kind of like when we played Kansas in the Elite Eight.
It wasn't nearly as bad as that.
Not as bad, but like we had the lead at halftime, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, we were up 6 at half and outplaying them, and it was like, man, they can't guard our guards. But then
Dish was watching the Purdue game from like the media section of the WPIT game. So
yeah, I was watching one team compete and the other one do whatever the hell that was. But but I think the difference in the Kansas game is, not to go back 4 years to break down a game, but the first half of that game, McGusty and Zay torched them. And then the second half, they realized they did not have to even cover Wooga. And that's what changed the game.
Jordan Miller and Wardenberg both got in foul trouble, too.
They got in foul trouble, but it all stemmed from like us offensively not being able to execute. They just left. They didn't guard. They just left Wooga wide open. And he couldn't shoot. And he froze up. And that's why our offense completely collapsed. And like you said, Wardenberg. I mean, we ended up putting Wardenberg back in with 4 fouls. He fouled out immediately. But that game that was because everything had all fallen apart already, because they just realized, well, we can guard their guards if we play 5-on-4 defensively. Just leave this other dude open. And that was the club. This time, nothing like that happened. We kept fighting. They were better. I mean, they did a good job of limiting our to a certain extent, limiting us scoring in the paint. Sheldon obviously went nuts on him because, as Matt Painter said afterwards, like, he's too physical. We couldn't, like, it's like when he gets into your body, he's going to score. Like, there's nothing to really do with that, even if you have good guarding position. And that happened repeatedly. He had a great game. Renault struggled, unfortunately. But part of that was they were guarding him well. Like, they're a top 10 program every year for a reason, right? They're well coached. They broke down what they need to do to us, and we beat that in the first half by knocking down threes, which is not really our game. In the second half, we just couldn't, and they pulled away. But every time we kind of hit them, they would punch back because they just had an answer. But we kept swinging. We went down to the end and fought that thing to the end. So, nothing to hang your head about. That was a great effort and obviously a great season. And, just lost to a better team, frankly.
Do we want
to? It would have been disappointed if we went out there and didn't play well. And like, oh man, I wish we had played better. But we played well enough. They're just better.
Do we want to break down the returners now, or you wanted to discuss the women first and then do both?
Let's discuss the women, then we'll switch to next year's stuff.
So the women lost in the second round of the WBIT to Wisconsin. Wisconsin didn't even have a 500 record. God, I don't have the stats up because it's annoying, but I think we shot like 13% from the field in the first half, and like we didn't even play horrible defense except for like giving up easy buckets on the press. Like that 1-3-1 press or whatever they do needs to go. But yeah, it was just an all-time horrible shooting performance, and we watched it courtside. Vish.
Yeah, I mean, you can shoot horribly and not do what we did. 15 points and a half is not acceptable, and I'm pretty sure we had 10 turnovers. If not, it was close to it in the first half. So it wasn't just the shooting; it was the lack of execution. I don't understand why we cannot properly feed the ball into the post when our entire offense is built around a post player. The number of turnovers, not just in this game, but throughout the year, where either the ball gets stuck or we just throw it away trying to feed it into the post. Like, this is not hard to and Shea, speaking the past tense, did a good job of generally establishing position. We just didn't space the floor properly or enter the ball in correctly. And this is fundamental stuff. And that came to a head in this game. I don't think there's ever a situation where Gal needs to shoot 25 times. Like, I don't know what was going on there. I think when we were previewing on Saturday, I said we can't have, that we've had these moments, these, 5 or 6 play stretch or whatever, where things go poorly, and we can't afford that in this game. And if we don't have that, we'll probably win. I mean, we had an entire half of just not executing at all.
We scored. Okay, so we shot 5 of 30 from the field for 16%. Wisconsin was 10 of 35, shooting 28.6%. We scored 6 points in the first quarter and 9 points in the second quarter and committed 10 turnovers. They also committed 10 turnovers. We also were out-rebounded in the first half, 27-23. They had 8 offensive rebounds. We had 6. The second half, hold on. The second half, our offense woke up a little bit, but there was a stretch where Wisconsin literally made 9 threes in a row, like wide open threes. And the second half, we were 18 of 41 for 43.9%. The problem is Wisconsin shot 65.4%, including 10 of 11 from 3.
Yeah, and if you watched, I know most people obviously were watching the men's game, not watching the WBIT. Let's be real, as they were at the same time. But if you watched the end of the Florida-Iowa game last night, that was essentially the entire second half for Wisconsin. We inexplicably were pressing up the court. They would easily dribble through it and shoot a wide open 3. And like Melissa said, literally 9 times in a row they did that and hit a 3, and we never adjusted.
Don't let the final score fool you. The final score was 72-65. We made a little bit of run in the fourth quarter. This game was never close.
Well, we made a huge run in the fourth. In fact, they kept finally, like at the end. Well, one of the other things, and I think this is one of the issues with getting, this is, let's be real, it's a consolation tournament. I think there was a point where, the way the game was being played tempo-wise and the way Wisconsin did scout us well, they were moving Shea around a lot on defense, which is not her strength, and that was also helping them to get open threes. But there was a point where it was obvious that, just like the SMU game, where we'd probably better off if they're not on the court for at least a large stretch there to try and get back in the game. But it's her last game. So you're not going to bench her. So she ends up playing, which if it was like an NCAA tournament game, you probably wouldn't just do it. But let's be real. Do you want to have her sit on the bench most of the second half of her last game? No. So you're going to put her in there. But we actually did, with about a minute left, cut it to 3. They turned it over multiple times. And Gal got fouled and went to the line for 2. So you're going to cut it to 1. And again, I think it was 57 seconds or something. And this is where
1 of 2.
Well, again, this is where he lost the game for the 50th time. But she makes
because she missed the second. They rebounded it and went down the court in transition and scored easy.
Well, no one ran back on defense because they're idiots. Everyone charged in.
Well, that's because Gal was the shooter, and for whatever reason, anytime there's a transition, she's literally the only one back.
Well, no one was back. It was an uncontested layup.
That's what I'm saying, because she was the shooter.
Yeah, but she should all. But no, but
Yeah,
this was just, again, we didn't account for. So you have two options, there, right? You got to have a plan, make or miss. If we made it, we were going to come up and press and trap on the inbounds. If we miss, you got to have floor balance. Instead, everyone went to the rebound. It was a one possession game with 57 seconds left. You don't need to foul. You don't need to press. Just play defense. But because we did not adequately prepare for that scenario when she missed the free throw, we went and tried to set up our press on a loose ball. No one was deep, and she threw it over the top and lay up, and now we're down 3 again, and we airballed like 4 threes in a row. It was actually impressive, and got out of there with the loss. But that was that whole game.
The end of the men's game for like the last 10 minutes in the arena.
Yeah.
So both seasons ended.
Yeah, but a lot of kind of what we saw that plagued this team all year showed up again. And yeah, I don't understand it. But this is, as Melissa said, this is a 13-17 Wisconsin team that lost 10 games in a row until they squeaked out their first round game against a non-P4 school at home, and then came down to Miami and pushed us around. Like, that's just not acceptable. And we would have hosted the. There was actually no excuse for not making the WBIT Final Four. We had the host for the next game too against.
Yeah, it was
I forget
actually
who
good.
ended up winning. Was it Harvard or
what?
Or someone else that we would have ended up playing?
If we would have won, we would have played the winner of Harvard and Eastern Kentucky, because Eastern Kentucky knocked off Utah, which was the 1 seed. So we would have actually hosted that matchup.
Yeah, it was going to be Harvard that's going to end up winning. So yeah, we should have made the Final Four of the WBIT. We couldn't beat a 13-win team. So it's just the final kind of.
Yeah. We're gonna break down the roster, who's staying and going. Now we're gonna do that for both the men's and the women's team. I'm assuming, Matt, you didn't watch the WBIT games. So
no, I was too busy watching other basketball games.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, even if you want, if I wasn't sitting courtside, I would have actually had the 3 TVs. Would have baseball on one, women's basketball on the 2 small.
Yeah, I was streaming baseball. He was streaming the men's game, and then.
But I wouldn't have really. Even if I had it, even with the 3 TVs, I would have looked up at the TV with the women's game on it at commercial, and that's it. Like, I was.
Yeah.
The only reason I saw any of it is because I was looking over the top of my laptop because it was bouncing a ball in front of my face. So I was like, I should probably look up. And then when Purdue pulled that when they kind of finally stretched it out, like with about 6-7 minutes left to go to around 10, and that was right simultaneous to the women, like, oh shit, we're only down 4. What the hell happened? Then I was more fully watching that, but
yeah.
All right. Still,
let's talk rosters. Let's talk. The women have a lot more returners than the men. You guys want to do the men first? Oh, you already have it up. Yeah, we can do the men first. So obviously Trey, Malik, and Ernest have no eligibility left. Everyone else is eligible to return. Basically, what we're gonna do is talk about each player and whether they're a must keep. What were the options you put? Can you just scroll? Yeah.
Need, want, or optional.
So need is like highest, like we must keep them. Want and optional. So these are the guys in theory could come back or with the portal or whatever. So first up, Shelton. Shelton played in all 35 games.
Not gonna wait for you guys to weigh in.
Averaged 13.8 points, 4.9 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal a game with less than 2 turnovers. Shot 56% from the field and 57% from the free throw line. That one.
Hey, I gotta say too, actually, like when he was matched up with Braden Smith, like did a pretty good job on him too. Like you could tell, like Braden Smith had most turnovers I think he had in a game.
Yeah.
Or around the most, and
I mean,
his athleticism.
He's just on the surface. Like there's so much better of a player he can be, and he's already awesome.
Yeah, we're lucky that this freshman class is like insanely deep.
Yeah.
because I mean he's.
We had talked
I mean, I
about
would
doing like a superlative thing, but since we didn't organize ahead of time, we can save that for a different show.
Okay, but I didn't even wait for y'all to weigh in.
Well, yeah, it's
on here.
need like number one need in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean these are loosely because it was my opinion.
In order.
In order of importance. If you look at the.
Yeah, I think the first three are obviously needs.
I actually I think this.
I
is
think-
what I want.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think True is a want. I just think because of like what happened during the course of the season and everything.
Well, I
Don't
also
know where his headspace is, and
yeah, I mean, but also, I think he's pretty much what he is. I think both Dante and Shelton, there's a whole other level their game can get to with like a full off season here and coming as sophomores, where if they, assuming they stay, they work during the off season, which I'm sure they will. I think they come in on another level than True is.
In my opinion, and I don't know who we're going to get out of the portal and if anyone else is joining this freshman class. And obviously it depends on what he wants to do. But I would love to have enough players and enough depth where we can keep True Washington as the sixth man.
I think
he did well in that role towards the end of the season. And so that's why I say need. I think he would be a great piece as that.
I'm going one.
if he wants to stay as the sixth man, then yeah. But I don't know. In this era,
I'm going more one. I mean, I want him to stay. I think he's a really good player, but if it's not the end of the world if he leaves. If Shelton goes pro, we're in big trouble. We don't have that. Like, there's no replacement for that. I feel like
I disagree with both of you, but majority rule.
You have been outvoted.
There should be like an optional, like Melissa disagrees column.
No, there shouldn't. What if I disagree? Then I have a Vishnu disagrees column and a Matt disagrees column. Chaos, anarchy. Anyway, Dante.
Need. I think the top three are need.
I just agree with Josh here. The setup is awesome. Good job by me.
My idea.
Yeah.
You gotta give me partial credit for that one.
Yes, you said can you create a spreadsheet? That was
Matt, need one.
It's need.
Need.
I mean, you see like the effort and just energy defensively. I think he's going to take it to another level next season and have more of an impact offensively too. If he can consistently knock down open threes and stuff,
maybe
you see the potential as a playmaker too, like a secondary playmaker. I think he can do big things for us.
Well, it's also, there's a good opportunity for him to grow into because he's going to be the starting player. Like this year when he started, this was Trey's team. So, there's a huge, if him and Shelton, as good as they were this year, especially Shelton, like there's a whole other level their game can go to, and you got to retain guys like that. Like there's no those two. The reason I had them as need is there's no replacement. If they go basically assed out, like there's not really a replacement for the caliber player they're going to be next year.
I see Dante, like, not comparing him to Isaiah Wong. I don't know if he'll have that impact, but I see him as a 4-year guy that keeps getting better and better. Like, I think Shelton ends up in the draft. If he comes back for one more season, I think he's gone after that. I see Dante as a guy that could stay here all 4 years and keep getting better and better and be a cornerstone of the program.
Yep, don't disagree. What about Gnome?
I'm going to say, honestly, if you'd asked me this like a month or two ago, I probably would have said optional, but I'm going to say want because I'm interested to see how he develops. Right now, he's kind of one-dimensional, like he can shoot threes. I would like to see how else he can develop, but I'm in between want and optional. But I'll go want.
Matt?
I'm between want and optional. I just think in the era of I'd like to have some roster retention just to build like chemistry and whatnot, guys that have been around this for a year. I'll say want for Gnome.
Vish?
I'm gonna go optional. I think his skill set is like because the way I'm looking at this is like how easy is it to replace if they
Yeah.
leave.
I
think
don't disagree. That I was
you can
between
get someone
the
to
two.
shoot. Well, you're the deciding vote now, Melissa, so you gotta pick one.
I said one.
Oh, okay, I thought you said you were in between the two.
I said I was between the two, but I'll go with one.
Okay. Do I get to put a Vishnu disagrees column here?
You
Timo.
You could.
Timo. No, we're not.
Timo-
It's taking too long.
For
Optional.
Timo, for me, it's optional. I appreciate his height, but he came in as what's supposed to be a 3-point shooting specialist, and he shot 33.3% from three.
Wow.
So
I also think the other thing with him is anytime someone's playing time just diminishes over the course of the year, the more the coach sees them, that kind of tells you what direction it's going in.
I'll give him this. I'll give him this. He did have to play out of position because Marcus Allen was not available. So I'll give him that. But still, you need to be shooting better than 33% from three. And most of that percentage is him hitting threes at the beginning of the season when we were playing nobody. So
I'll say the Marcus Allen argument also actually undercuts him in further because even without him available, he still couldn't get on the court.
yeah. So I
Like
think we all
imagine if he
agree
was
optional.
available the whole year. Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of Marcus Allen,
Marcus Allen, I'm going to go one because I want to see more of what he can do, but also I would like to be in the building when he returns from kicking cancer's butt.
Matt.
I'm going one as well. Just the defensive versatility, ability to guard multiple positions. And even like the ability to shoot. I mean, I know he only played a few games, but I just think you need guys like that. He's a really good rebounder for his size, can guard bigger guys. I have him as a one.
I'm getting outvoted here, but I have him as a need. I need that man on this team.
Okay.
Character counts and courage counts, and using my standard of you can't replace him, you can't replace what he's going to bring.
I will say I need to be in the building when he gets subbed in next year.
Dude is just an absolute dog. Watching
he's
him
been
play,
working
too.
out with the team. He's been working out with the team.
Yeah, no, I mean he
only has one more chemo treatment left. So
yeah, you can't replace.
You know what?
In my
Put
opinion.
need, Vish.
Look at me convincing you.
I didn't want to be overzealous, but like
I don't give. You know me. I always tell you I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I want that man. I need that guy in this team. He's right
All
up
right,
there with Chelsea.
Vish, you can go first on this next one. Salad Altuntis.
I mean, how's this not need? I mean, come on. The jokes themselves. No, I mean, come on. Do we really need to spend a lot of time on this? Like, this is let's just.
Optional.
Actually,
Honestly,
I'll take this one further. We didn't want to have like a fully negative category. It's a failure of an offseason if he's in the rotation this year.
Yeah.
I just say that bluntly. He's optional in that.
He needs to go to a smaller school, a smaller program, and learn American college basketball because he doesn't know what he's doing. Yes, I know he had a couple of flashes where it looked like he wasn't completely lost, but he should not have a spot on a D1 team. It's just my opinion.
Well, here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say about that. I don't know how he's in the locker room and all that. You always have dudes on the end of the bench.
Oh, maybe
So
I will say he seems like a very likable guy.
Yeah.
So like that's why I say that's why I think optional
one.
actually fits. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Matt.
I was gonna say no because you can see him on the bench like celebrating, like he's the go-to dude. When I don't remember, was it after they won? I don't know if it was the ACC tournament or whatever. They had him like put Miami on like the bracket.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys saw that. There was an ACC tournament, so I mean, it's good to have those guys in the locker room.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why I said that's why I said it's a failure if he's in the rotation. But I think optional actually makes sense if he stays as long as they don't plan to like play him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need those guys. You know, it's like what Rodney Miller ended up becoming, right? It was like a good guy to have on the team that you weren't really counting on to actually play minutes.
Big Rod, man. He's a
great guy, and he had injury problems, which he was actually better as a freshman than he was by a senior. It's just debilitating injuries, but He was a great locker room guy. So I was like, yeah, I like him on the team, but if obviously he needs to go, it's not gonna impact your on the court basketball. So I think Valanciunas is in that. Now, again, it's a complete failure if he's playing next year, like in meaningful situations.
Yep, agreed.
All right, and then
All right.
there's three
Yeah,
Trayvon
agree.
Maddox. These are all likes or whatever optionals. I mean,
We haven't. I mean, obviously, we haven't really seen them play.
wasn't
So
Maddox a 4-star? Wasn't he like a pretty decent recruit?
I thought that was Jordan Key.
no, Jordan
damn
Key
it,
transferred
shit.
in from Georgia,
George, hold on.
I believe.
Some of these are like actual like they just didn't play, but
Maddox and LeBoy are like true freshmen. Key was at Georgia last year.
let me see Maddox.
Maddox was a 4-star, class of 2025.
Yeah. So do you think there's any? What do you think is behind him not
I mean, he
playing this year?
redshirted, so we didn't see him at all.
So are these just by definition optional because they didn't really play?
Well, there's not really much to judge them on except like their high school recruiting.
Yeah, it looks like John LeBoy was a 3-star.
I know John LeBoy is boys with Shelton Henderson, so I'm gonna say
Just for the
Want.
vibes.
Keep a
yeah,
friend.
for the vibes. Well, I mean, Shelton probably be stoked to have his
Jordan
boy.
Key was also a 4-star when Georgia picked him
Yeah.
up. So. All right, let's start with Maddox.
I'm going optional because I haven't seen him play.
I'm gonna go want because again, we all none of us assumed like they didn't play redshirted, but I look, he's a 4-star. You got to build some depth in from somewhere. You can't just replace the whole roster every year. I know that worked this year, but like
Is he the highest
don't-
ranked recruit out of the three of them?
I think so, yeah. Well, Jordan Key is 2 years removed now. He went to Georgia. And
I mean, we can go want with him. That's fine.
I would go want with Maddox just because like I think it's important to retain some depth. We don't have a big class. I think we have one commit, right, Melissa?
Just Caleb
Right now.
Gaskins.
Yeah, Caleb.
Yeah.
Gaskin.
So like losing your
But, like,
entire losing all.
That's a starter, day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, then not having any like, I'd like to limit like if Maddox is actually like a 4-star quality, he's definitely a rotation player.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
I'll go
Rather
one.
than go
That's
to the
fine.
portal for everyone.
You've convinced
I'll go
me.
one on him.
Dang, I thought Melissa was gonna stick with optional, and I was gonna go need just to really throw a wrench in it. But I'll go
that
one
averages
as
out to
well.
one.
Go on.
That averages
I
out to
wouldn't-
one.
I won't-
so.
No, I mean, by definition, I mean,
need one optional averages out to one anyway. So
yeah, there you go.
all right, LeBoy.
I'm gonna say need just because the vibes to have with Shelton Henderson. I know that's his boy.
I'm going optional on him.
I was gonna go optional.
All right, whatever you say.
If Shelton Henderson is making NBA decisions based on whether John
I don't
LeBoy
think
is
I
on
don't think he's gonna base it off if John.
You know what? If that's the case,
That's his
for
boy.
Jay Lucas. Look, if that's the case, and he's literally like, "I'm going pro unless John LeBoy is back," then we'll make it happen. John LeBoy will be on the team next year. It's not a problem. But I can't imagine that's a conversation that's going to happen. All right, last one on the men's team, Jordan Key.
I'm intrigued by Jordan Key. I'm gonna say want.
I'll go want.
I will as well. I think the less we have to go into the portal to fill out potentially the back half of the roster, but guys that could get into the rotation, I think all three of these, especially Maddox and Key, are potential to get into the rotation at some point next year. You don't want to have to go to the portal for every single guy. So I'll go one as well.
All right.
All right. So that is the list.
We have three needs: Marcus Allen, Dante Allen, and Shelton Henderson.
And John.
And I would
LeBoy.
say you had a need for John LeBoy. We did not.
Matt had a fourth need in John LeBoy. I had a fourth need in True Washington.
I will say, out of the ones that we consensus to need on, the only one that I think is even slightly questionable is Shelton. The other two are going to be here.
Wait,
I'm very confident in.
that you're not confident in?
No, I think the only one that's like slightly questionable about whether or not they're going to be here next year is Shelton. Of the ones we like, Dante and Marcus, the Allens will be here for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean out of the needs?
Yeah.
Yeah, out of the 3 needs that we picked, the only one
I didn't understand what you said.
it was in English. What's wrong with you?
You mumbled.
All right. Well, let's.
All right,
let's
on
move
to the women.
Let's move on to the women.
So, for the few that have been following the women, you'll have noticed that the ACC tournament and in the WBIT, both Pellish and Kone were not on the bench. So we're assuming they are planning to hit the portal if they haven't already. And then Rashea Kyle is out of eligibility. So these are the players we have left. Raviv, Adams, Kimson, Wetzel. Wetzel has an I in it? I don't think it does. Tipner, Blasige.
It does not. I confirmed.
Osho, Okolo, Pettigrew, and Williams. Camille Williams redshirted this year. Everybody else on this list got playing time. So this is interesting. So first off, Gal Raviv, starting point guard for us. She will be a junior this coming season. I know I'm biased, but I'm going with need. I think having your starting backcourt return for a second season is important. And I think she had to get used to the flow of power conference ball this year. So I need her back.
I'll go need as well.
I'm gonna go want. I'm still not sure she plays well with the next 2 on this list as a threesome, and she dominates the ball, which Nay also needs to do and doesn't get to do because Gal is dominating it. I think we could survive without her. I know I'm outvoted, but so we're gonna put need on the table, but I think she. I think we can be okay without her, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't think she played well enough for us to say, well, we're dead if she loses.
Matt said need.
Oh, sorry. No, I meant to check. Okay. Next up,
Nay is a need with multiple exclamation points. She is the culture of the team. She was voted captain as a sophomore. She does all the little things.
You know what else she is?
What? She's a dog.
A dog.
Yeah.
And I need dogs.
Out of any player on this list, Anae Adams is the most important part of the team. So like I said, need with multiple exclamation points.
Yep, no brainer. She's also really good defensively. She is the leading returning rebounder.
She
she
is. She's the smallest person on the court, and I think was second. Hold on, I will double check this right now. I think she was second in averaging in rebounds. Let me see here. Shea was at 10.5. Adams was at 4. If you take Jess Peterson off this list because she left the team because she averaged 6.
No, she was second.
She was second, yeah, at 4.8. Also, I will say that last game she was nailing threes.
Well, one of the things we talked about is she did what she did do is though, which did become part of her arsenal, which was to improve her mid-range games.
Yeah, she developed a mid-range jumper for sure.
And then her turnovers came way down because you couldn't crowd the lane and she didn't have to drive into a crowd. So
she only averaged 1.8 turnovers per game. She averaged a steal and a half, 3 assists, 4.8 rebounds, 8.9 points. I like how you put the exclamation points.
Well, Matt said too. I follow directions when they come from him, apparently.
All right.
Rachi.
Matt, I'll let you go first on this one because I know.
Need.
So we're gonna have a show where we do superlatives, but I think Emirachi is tied for first in most improved throughout the season. I'm gonna go need as well.
Yeah, I am as well. And one of the reasons I had Gal as want is I would love to see what a Nay Rachi backcourt looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think they could play well off of each other. if we had like another person at the 3, but again, it's fine if Gal comes back. But that's why I had her as 1 versus D, because I think this backcourt with the rest of the roster being kind of the 3, 4, and 5 could be interesting.
All right, Vish, Nat Wetzel.
Need.
I agree.
She started the year. She started the year. Her shot wasn't going in. And you could see like the light bulb go on. She got benched actually at one point. But you could see like her ability to read the game defensively. Her positioning is excellent on defense. She gets after it on the boards, which a lot of our players do not want to do.
Yeah,
I think, and then her shots started coming around too.
In my mind, she's tied with Kimpson for most improved of the year. She got inserted back into the starting lineup, and it was different. You can see she's more confident in her shot. She rebounds. She also makes really funny faces when she's running and playing. I don't know if anyone else notices this, but it's something I noticed at the end of the season. I think she's the future of our front court. She's our starting 4 for the next 3 seasons. In my opinion, I love her game. She came on with the shooting. She was known as a good 3-point shooter, as a stretch 4, and you all know how I feel about a stretch 4. So she's, to me.
How do you feel about a stretch 4?
Love a stretch 4. I might have to put her on the wall next to Kenya.
How come you got mad when I was telling Ocho to shoot? You're like, she doesn't shoot well. I don't care. Shoot the rock.
And then she
no one else was making. Well, no one else was making it.
Wetzel,
we were like 2 for 15 or something. Shoot the rock.
Yeah, Wetzel is a need with maybe 1 exclamation point. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Vish, what happened?
Oh, hey, Vish.
Dang.
Wrong button.
That was FaceTime with Vish. New segment.
Look, man.
Need. All right, Vish's favorite player, Meredith Tipner.
Need. She's a dart next to her, actually. Someone's got to go to the bench. I'm not even joking.
I think Tipner. I think Tipner has a ton of potential.
Here, let me explain myself. And this actually applies to Nat as well. We have got to put better basketball IQ players on the court. Like, those 2 actually know how to play basketball in relation to the rest of the team. Like, I'm sick of the starters from this year throwing the ball into the crowd, turning it over 10 times, like heaving it at Shay's knees, and to like, how come she's 7 feet tall? She's not going to bend down and pick that up. Throw it properly. And like both Natalie and Meredith look like more mature, like they knew how to play correctly more so than some of our more veteran players. Her shot faded at the end of the year, which wasn't great, but I think Tip rivals Anae Adams for the most time that she's like got knocked to the floor. The 2 highest steal rate on the team. Josh with the stat pull.
For her, I was between need and want, because I need to see more from her. But just so Vish doesn't kill me the next time we hang out, I'll say need.
I don't get violent with you.
I also think it's super important that we keep as much of this freshman class together as possible, because there's a reason why they were rated top 10 coming in. So I'll say that. Matt, what do you think?
I'll go need as well. Didn't watch too many games towards the end of the season because of the Barons, but
go watch when we played Wake Forest. She scored 19.
I will say on this list, because Shay's not on the flowers because she's left. She's probably one of like, it might be only her actually that you can say we won a game because of her.
Yep.
Like solely because of her. She came off the bench in that game and like took the damn thing up. She started making that reverse layup with the reverse layup in traffic, that she stepped out and hit the 3 on it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But anyway, she won a game by herself, which ended up being one of our quality wins. All right, Vicky, friend of the show, Vicky.
Yeah. What do you think, Vish?
No, why am I going first in everyone?
I'll go first.
Bro, I watched. We're getting to the point now where I'm like, my input is very, very. I mean, it was already less of a value.
Here's my thing. I love Vicky. I think her defense doesn't get talked about enough. I actually think she plays defense really well. Her minutes kind of dwindled at some point in the year. I'm gonna say Oh man, this is tough. I'm between need and want, honestly.
Second highest 3-point percentage on the team.
I'm gonna say
Who
need.
was
I'm gonna say
was higher,
need
Garachi?
just because of the outside shooting threat.
Oh, it's Simone.
Oh, okay. So then she was the highest because Simone like played like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go need just because I think we need her shooting, and I also think she played pretty well defensively. So I'm gonna say need. I was on the fence. I'm not gonna lie.
So here's the open question, right? So we've now picked
We picked a lot of needs.
Gal, May. No, forget that. I don't care. We said we need
On a
everyone
team
back.
that
We need
didn't
everyone
do
back.
very well, so this is getting a little confusing.
No, we can say we need everyone back. That's fine. I'm curious because we never got a clear answer on this for the way the team rotated last year. Like, okay, so we have Gal, Nay, Rachi, Meredith, Vicky. They're all guards. Where are the minutes coming from? Someone's got to go.
And honestly, this is where I'm in between it because I think she could go to another big school and get a lot more playing time.
Well, this is the thing. Like, Meredith needs to play a lot more next year.
Yeah.
So who are those minutes coming out of?
This is what
I'm gonna go want. I'm gonna go want. If I have to pick between her and Meredith,
I could be swayed to say want. Like,
I'm gonna go want because I feel like her or Meredith has to go, and to me, there's no doubt that.
And Meredith is your favorite.
Well, no, she's a freshman that's a lot more upside. Like you said, Vicky's
Vicky's
shot
gonna
kind
be
of
a
went away,
senior.
and then.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd like them all to stay, but like I don't know where the minutes are coming from them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think she could go somewhere else and get a ton of minutes, but I
I'm
also
going
really
want
like
on
her
Vicky.
game, so I was like in between.
I really like Vicky. Period.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah, no, it's
this
tough.
is the problem
It's
with
tough.
actually fucking knowing the players.
Your argument is why I was in between want and need, and I could easily say like, oh, let me go want. Like Matt,
You know what?
You're leaving this up to me? Jesus.
You know what?
I
No,
agree-
fuck
I
this.
agree with
No,
Vic.
fuck this. I'm going need because I'm not putting a want next to Vicky because I like Vicky. So fuck it.
That's
Let
why
the coach
it's
figure out
tough.
how to put him on the court.
It's
Let
tough.
the coach
It's
figure it
tough.
out. They should be able to figure it out. Someone's
Yeah.
going to leave with their own volition anyway. But.
Well, Matt, it's already been decided, but did you have a comment?
I'm pro shooter. As many shooters as you can get.
He is the CEO of getting buckets. So.
I was gonna say need. Always need shooting. I know that there's it's pretty heavy guard rotation, but yeah, I was gonna go need.
As we go through this, we'll see how this plays out. But all right, Osho.
Want.
Okay, so this is why I said we go through this. We'll see how this plays out. If we play her with Natalie and Soma's the next one, if we play like two of them together.
Is Osho the one that would always jack shit up?
Yeah, no, she'll pass.
All right, I'll go want. Or I'll go optional.
You go to optional. Wow. All right.
No.
We'll fine. I'll put. I'm going want on her.
She's taking all of Vicky's shots, dog.
Vicky's not on the court, unfortunately. No, but I would say the one thing is I'm curious I think a lot of these players, and this is obviously no knock on Shea, who was first team all ACC and the best player on the team, but a lot of these players would benefit a lot more from the court being more open and not having the paint clogged.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying Osho's importance goes way up if we're going to play her like next to Natalie as the two bigs. But if she's Natalie's backup, then it goes to either optional or want. Because we don't need three of them, and Selma's a better defender. Speaking of which, Selma.
Need. I really like her game. I said that to you at the WBIT.
I'm going optional.
I'm gonna go.
I mean, I could be convinced to say want. I just really like.
Well, let me explain myself.
I'm gonna go want.
Which is what the answer will end up being because it's in the middle. But let me go ahead. Let me explain myself. Like I think she's good defensively. Her offensive game is so unpolished I'm thinking how much work, because as much as like we're like our issue with Osho's offensive game is shot selection. She's actually super skilled. Like she can get to the rim easily.
And it's Okolo. It's not Okola. But it's okay.
You saw the spreadsheet. You could have said something before we were on her.
I've just noticed it right now.
Right, sure.
Okolo can dunk. She's got the highest vert on the team.
When did she ever like even make?
I know. I'm
layup
just
in a
saying.
game?
No, I just really like her game, but I'll go Juan. Juan.
Well,
need is me being biased.
Well, the reason I had her as optional is like I think her offensive game is so far away from where it needs to be.
Yeah.
I feel like it feels like a multi-year project. Like it doesn't feel like even next year you could actually like feed her the ball in the post and have her score.
Yeah. She's just super athletic. I don't know. There's pros and cons to both Osho and Okolo. Like I may have jumped the gun by saying need just because I like her game, but we'll see. All right. Candace Pettigrew. She's improved a lot this season. I think she benefited from Peterson leaving.
I'm gonna go Juan on this. I'll go first because I think again we're gonna have the whole offseason to discuss this, but I would very much like to not go into the portal and get a bid.
Yeah, you want the continuity.
I want the continuity, and I want to play smaller and faster.
Honestly,
I think our perimeter players are our best players, and simultaneously telling them to go faster while your best player on the court's your center, who's lumbering up and down the court, makes absolutely no sense. And how many possessions ways forcing the ball into the post? Oh my God! Again, let these players flow. Run a motion offense. Let your guards cook.
Small ball. Let's go.
Yeah, like if you had asked me like a few months into the season, I probably would have said optional. I think Candace has improved a lot the last couple months of the season. There was one move she made in the last game. She didn't make the shot, but it was such a great move. And I was like, oh, this is what I want to see. Like she made the shot didn't go in. I know, I wish she would have finished it. But I saw improvement from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. So for that reason, I'm going to say Juan.
I'm between Juan and optional, but it's a Juan.
I was too.
If the plan is to go get another portal center and force them onto this team for the third year in a row, I kind of want to see that. Just play with these kids. Like we have three. If we keep Osho, Okolo, and Natalie, we have three big power forwards that could also masquerade at center. Mm-hmm. And then I'm fine also having Candace then being the fourth big and extending her minutes out when we play teams that are just, that have a big center that's just dominating our undersized centers.
I agree.
But we freaking made Lola Pendande was more of a power forward, and we were fine.
The Pendande reference. Haven't heard that in a while.
You don't need like a giant in the middle. Like you don't. And we had Camille and now we had Shay. And I think if you're gonna have the guard heavy play that we do, like Candace is big, but she's mobile too.
Yeah.
And I think we gotta get more space for our guards.
Mm-hmm.
Matt?
I don't know if you watched.
It doesn't really matter. No, I did not.
You can just roll.
So by default,
we
will go with Juan.
And the last player redshirted this year, she was actually the highest rated freshman coming in. She was a top 30 player. So I'm gonna say need because I love what I saw from the tape. I wanna see what she does. So I'm gonna roll with need.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I am as well. I could be shocked if she goes over given that she didn't play. So so we want the whole team back that just got embarrassed by we got the entire team back except for the best player who's unfortunately graduating. That's what you're done here.
So but what do you think the odds are that all of them come back? I mean
0.
Yeah.
Some of these freshmen will hit
we're gonna lose some of them.
Well, we already know we lost Simone and Maya, but I think I would be surprised if all.
Well, we lost 2 players that didn't play.
Right, but I'd be surprised if all 5 of the freshmen are back here. I think there is. It's not like the men's game, but there is NIL money flow.
Yeah.
We'll offer them money. I would say in order of, I wouldn't between Natalie, Danielle, and Soma. My guess is someone is not going to be here.
If you could only pick 3 players from this list that you could guarantee were going to stay, who would you pick?
Nay, Rachi, and Meredith.
Nay, Rachi, and Meredith?
Mm-hmm.
Said? Oh, interesting. Okay.
I think they're the least replaceable.
I would probably go Nay.
But I'll say this. Natalie was the freshman I was the most impressed with, but we have 2 others at the same position that are also, I think, are good.
Yeah, but
So
I honestly, Wetzel's in my 3.
I can see that. No, I guess
mine would be Nay, Wetzel, and Raviv.
Matt.
Rachi and Nay Adams.
Nay Adams. We know who Matt's favorites are.
Well.
So, what would you do differently, like this year, if you could pick one thing, like that were like flawed? Like what? Like if you were coaching the team, what would you do differently?
I mean, look at the roster.
You mean for next year, right? Not like
for next year. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, look at where your strengths are. I mean, look at the roster that you have. You know, if we're fortunate enough to keep all these guards, like, adjust play style, how you're gonna play, and look to add someone that complements these pieces. Right? Like last season, the few games that I did see, it was like we talked about it. Just offensively, it was like there was no identity.
Mm-hmm.
Just because stylistically we changed how we played, like every possession almost. It was weird. And then just it affected us defensively too. Like the possessions where we're pressing and then, you know, falling back in the zone or whatever, you know.
My thing, and
just
it might
finding
be
that identity.
Yeah, my thing, and it might be what Vish is gonna say, but you look at these players that could all return, that all besides Camille because she redshirted, they all played. My thing would be start benching people that just make dumbass mistakes. Like we obviously have the depth. Why are we keeping players in that are turning the ball over multiple times or taking stupid shots multiple times? Like we have make a rotation and bench people for doing stupid shit. That's what I would change. Yo, leave that alone.
Leading ACC turnover player or whatever shit. Speaking about one,
Yo,
got all of
her turnovers were trying to get the ball into Shea.
That is not
and
true.
She
there
did
was that
get
one,
one game.
There was
one
that
game
one
where she
stretch.
started off with
There was that one
turnovers and
stretch of like
Trisha benched her.
There was that stretch of like 3 or 4 games where she couldn't even dribble the ball up the court without getting ripped.
I hope she doesn't have that face mask again next year.
I mean,
I'm all for it. Like, I want her to stay, but if she's doing stupid shit, throw her on the bench.
Well, I'm just again, it depends on what kind of team we want to play. There's just so many players that are good with the ball in their hands that the ball's got to move. That's what I would say. Like we can't be dribbling the ball into the ground. And that's not Gal's fault because a lot of that was like trying to force the ball into Shea when they were collapsing on her. But we need more ball and player movement. That's what, because we have all these guards, we don't know what to do with them. And I would also say the second thing is we got to get Natalie playing closer to the basket. She floats around the 3-point line too much. When she does get to the paint, like yes, she can shoot threes, and that's fine. When she's open, she should shoot it. But her mid-range game is really strong. She barely even shoots the mid-range because she's always standing on the 3-point line. So we got it.
Yeah.
We got to get the ball more.
I think the offense is going to look a lot different next year because you don't have the mountain that is Rashea Kyle. I'm hoping at least it'll open stuff up because when you have that player, like you saw it, we forced the ball into her so many times because she was our best player. So we'll see.
Yeah, I am curious. I mean, I'm curious to see what we do in terms of player acquisition. Do we have any freshmen committed? What's our?
We have freshmen. Oh, like the class coming in. We have
Yeah.
2 European players coming in.
Oh, that's right. That's right. What?
I forgot to
position do
look
they
it up.
play?
I don't know what positions they play. Here, maybe I can look it up really quickly. Hold on.
But anyway, so that'll, yeah.
Bring it
but I
back.
don't- Well, I don't know.
Shin series, dog.
Women's basketball, blah blah blah. Elite international talent, including Slovenian guard. Oh, geez.
Luka Doncic.
And
I think we can win that.
guard and a
over the top.
forward.
This is like when she tried to pronounce your last name, Vish.
I'm gonna.
We were just talking
totally
about that
mess
in
this up.
another context the other day.
But the Slovenian guard is 6 feet tall, a highly rated prospect who has represented her country in FIBA competitions.
Send the link. I wanna try to pronounce it.
Oh no, it's literally just like Chat GPT, and I looked it up. And then a 6 foot forward from Latvia. Here, I'll copy and paste it into the chat.
Nice.
I'm not trying to be on the blooper reel. So 2 6 feet players, a guard and a forward.
Ronker. Anna Lapino.
So, yeah. They're both the same
From
height, but
Latvia.
one's a 4.
So yeah, I don't know if you want to bring that up on the screen.
I'm just laughing at you, ChatGPT, or whatever the fuck, and it's like, recognized as an elite international talent, says the University of Miami Athletics website.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
there's the Google, there's the Google,
there's some good
search.
scouting. Like this is.
Yeah, there's the Google search if you wanna pull that up, so people can see the names.
Yeah, well, it's a versatile forward and a elite international talent according to us.
That's the University of Miami. I don't know.
Shooting ability and exceptional court vision.
I know they posted about one of them recently.
Whatever it is. Yeah, no, I think it was like their birthdays or some shit like that. But
Oh, they played in the Euro FIBA women's qualifiers, both of them. I know they posted about that.
I think that the interesting thing to see this offseason is whether we try to go into the portal and establish big.
I think it depends on how many we lose.
I don't think so, because right now, and here's why I say that, the only big on the roster is Candace, and I didn't see anything this year that led me to believe that they think she can be like the starting center and run the ball through her. I think from a stylistic
I appreciate the
standpoint,
support.
Anyway, I think
You don't even bring it up on the screen.
No, I'm talking. So I don't think they can run the offense through Candace. So
Yeah.
the last 2 years they have made it a priority for Camille that it was Shea. Hey, we have a center and we're going to throw the ball in there. And as much as we got bigger at like the guard positions this year, like that was the same thing both years. So do they finally think, okay, we're not going to do that? Or they go try to find a center that they can throw the ball into consistently. Wrong show, Parrish.
Why is he asking me too? I'm not even a football guy.
That's what I'm saying. Wrong show. No, he asked on the Six Rings show that I was doing before this, and
yeah, we don't talk. This isn't the football show, man.
Yeah, Matt does really follow. I mean, cheers. He supports the football program. He doesn't follow it religiously like we do.
I was like 7.5 in men's basketball. I was like, who's gonna get drafted even?
Let's see. Oh man, yeah, 0. Can I take the under on 1?
Hey, but I'm
Under
stoked to see all the guys at Summer League.
Yeah, Matt's annual ritual.
Yep.
All right. Anything else before we move on to final thoughts?
Nah, just it's the off season.
I'm just assuming Matt has a final thoughts.
I do.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna continue to have off-season content. I don't know. We'll find. Wasn't there like a Reese's peanut butter cup taste test where we were gonna do like
We
different?
might have to do that. I'm trying to lose weight, man. I don't know if I can
okay,
eat a bunch
so-
of
I had something that we thought would need prep that was gonna. I can't remember what it is.
The women's-
I'll come back to it.
The women's basketball manager account DM'd me and they want to come on the show, so we'll have them on at some
Yeah, no,
point.
we'll do all that. Do you remember I had a Mount Rushmore? Like, oh, it's a good one. But we need to do research. I can't remember what it is anymore. But
I don't
come back to
remember.
it.
Final
Yeah.
thoughts. Let's roll.
So, thoughts and prayers to our guy, Thomas DC Do, aka Tommy D. Huge St. Mary's fan. If you follow the bracketology, we do. Unfortunately, Randy Bennett leaving after 25, 30 years. I don't even know how long it's been of
25.
coaching St. Mary's. Oh, wow. You know that off the dome. There you go, Melissa.
I saw a Twitter article.
Oh, yeah. So unfortunately, leaving St. Mary's, going to Arizona State. Unfortunate news for Tommy D and St. Mary's and Gale Force One. But
Runner up in the mascot challenge.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
farthest
and
they're probably
also-
going to get.
And also, yeah, also runner up in their first round game too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Condolences to Tommy D.
Yep. So, shout out Tommy D and Brendan though.
All right. Well, it's the off season. It's time to spend the next few months trying to figure out content. Hang with us all off season.
Well, I mean, especially, I mean, there's going to be roster movements. So
Yeah, well, there'll be, and if there's any
Already
like
starting.
portal additions and things like that, we'll be covering it. So we'll see what happens. We'll get some guests on. Anniversary show in May. We'll see if Coach Cullup wants to come on for a third time. As that approaches, and then yeah. Anything else, Fish? Anything else, Fish?
my audio.
Your
All
audio.
right.
Oh, his audio cut out. Should I just cue it even though he can't hear us? Cue the Sox outro.
Don't cry.
We getting buckets.
Keep it chill.
Yeah, baby.
Wear good socks.
Buckets.